It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday and it's time for
a crime and magic review show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on
Magic TV.
Absolutely, and we are back with another review show. We've got some really good stuff that we're looking at this week, and a brand new book by Bannon. That's always an exciting time. However, we also have possibly one of the worst tricks we have ever seen, and that means something. That's something considering we looked at the floating light bulb thing a few weeks ago, but even that, this is just dreadful. And it was so funny to watch Ryland be so excited when he realised what this trick was, and then so depressed when he realised how bad it was. If you want to know more, we're going to look at that right now. So let's start off with a front-runner contender for the worst trick of 2000. Well, what are we talking about? It's the front-runner for the worst trick of all time, to be honest. Let's have a look at that right now. Okay, so Ryland wants to lead this, and the reason is he's the one that watched the tutorial. He's the one that got. I was training at head office. You came with me to help me with the training, but you went into the other room because you were like, "I've got to look at this." And the reason is he thought he was going to get really excited about it. So first of all, let me just explain one thing. First of all, we were really sad because we saw Marco Cruz's name on it, and everything that we have ever reviewed of his is terrible. But then Ry got really excited
because when I opened it up. I got inside. It's like really hard to open because it's all glued together. But I open it up and I see this.
It's an egg bag.
I'm like, wait, let me just check. And I put my hand in, find an egg, and I'm like, oh my god, it's an egg bag. And then I realise, I'll just come on close on this. Look at the quality.
That is the worst quality egg I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if it's showing up how terrible that is. But it looks like it was made by a blind monkey, basically. Come over here, right? I mean, before you carry on, and I know you want to really kind of... How could this possibly pass any sort of quality control? Like, honestly, who packaged these tricks together? I don't know if it's Marco Cruz or it's somebody else, but whoever at Marco Cruz's organisation, who decided to go... Yep, that's a winner. Right, I can imagine the scene. You know, Marco gets his wife and he's like, right, okay, Murphys have bought 500 of these. We need to send them over to them. Nobody else is going to buy them. And he's like, okay. She's like, okay, I'll start making them. Okay, and he's like, right, okay, you need to make the egg. Right, okay, no problem. And she probably starts on the first 10 and she's like, yeah, okay, this is great. And she's making them really nicely. A few in, she's just like, oh, I can't be bothered anymore. I'm just gonna do this. This is just the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But it gets worse, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Go on. Sorry, I need
to. So, it's pretty
because it's a good idea, by the way.
Yeah, it's a really good idea if you could actually make it properly. But yeah, so it's pretty obviously what we have here. We've got an egg bag. Now, I actually do the egg bag, so I got really excited.
You do the egg bag. It's like one of your signature tricks, isn't it?
Yeah, because I do the egg bag.
Like when you went to the close-up competition, you did the egg bag.
I did the egg bag. And then I saw this when I opened it, and I did that. And I realised it's got... wrong way around, but I realised it's got that. I'm like, right, this is going to be the greatest egg bag of all time. But then, when I tried to do my own egg bag routine, the one that I do on stage with my actual egg bag, the egg doesn't fit in the actual compartment.
Just to be clear, Ryland uses a Mellini egg bag. Now, the difference between a Mellini egg bag and a normal egg bag is the opening to the secret compartment is in the corner of the egg bag.
Yeah.
The old style egg bags have the compartment the entire way along the top. The Mellini egg bag has it in the corner. This is a Mellini egg bag style.
Yeah, so I realised that I could do my egg bag routine. So I go to put the egg inside the bag. It doesn't go in. The only way to actually get it in is to brute force trying to get the... Right, it's in. I'll do it.
And the brute force means that you've ripped open the other part of the egg bag. So now it just looks like it's falling apart to the audience.
Yeah, so I do that, and then I finally got it in there. So
now you can make it vanish.
Maybe I can work with that. So I made it vanish, and then what I do is I do the thing where I go, right, all I gotta do is just shake it. Now I know that because I couldn't get it in, I couldn't just do the thing where I go shake it like this. I had to do like that, and I open it up. I had to reach in The egg doesn't come out the bloody compartment.
It can't come out the compartment because it's stuck in there because it's too big to go in.
And he says, hang on, let me just check. He says that, well, on here, he did the tutorial, yeah? There's no live performance, by the way, but he did the tutorial, and he said that the hidden compartment, you couldn't see it. Now on the thing, the hidden compartment was grey, and you say you couldn't see that. If you look at that, you can't see it properly.
You can see that. You can see that a mile off.
You can see that. You can see that.
But that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is...
Like, yeah, how
now, turning it upside down, you can see, like, it's not...
It's bloody gone.
Oh, got it. There we go. Like, that's the whole idea of an egg bag. I mean, is...
How he put it in, he makes it look nice and easy, and he just went, so you're going to put it in like this, so have it, and then you just got, and he made it look easy. But then I'm like, right, I'll do that. I couldn't goddamn get it in. Like, what the hell? What is the quality of this egg bag?
And that's the major problem here, right? The main problem here is that you just can't. You can't. Like, my favourite part of your egg bag routine is the same one that Scott Alexander did and Jeff Hobson does, where you get the spectator to do it at the end, and they're shaking the bag themselves, and then they reach in and they take out the egg. That won't happen. That can't possibly happen. Like, I'm shaking it like a spectator would, and it's still in the secret compartment. There's no way. Imagine you're a spectator and now you're reaching in. Now reach in. Yeah, that's it. Now reach in. I know you're desperately trying to make it go through. No, it's just stuck in that. It's
at the edge. It's just bloody stuck. You can see it's at the edge. It's just stuck.
So
stuck.
It's just. I can't even get it out the secret compartment, knowing where it is. I've used egg bag for years. I can't even get it out. It's because it won't go out through the fat end. You've got to get it out through the top end of it, and then, which means you're going to have to turn it round in the middle of a perform. This is just dreadful. I can't even. How are we supposed to?
That is why we're not performing this.
You can't perform. It's impossible to perform.
We can't perform it.
It won't even. Honestly, this is disgusting. This is disgusting.
Oh,
have you got it?
put it out.
This is absolutely disgusting. Like, this is the biggest joke and the complete and total disrespect when it comes to people buying your trick. Like, the egg bag's falling apart. It's sticking to the egg. Like,
Let me see.
it's falling apart. We've got little bits coming off it. Like, how did Marco, or whatever his name is, Marcos, how did he think for 1 minute that this was an acceptable product to sell? It won't work. It's not fit for purpose. You can't put it in the bag and make it do what an egg bag does. You know, here, a classic of magic, the bag and the egg, presented in a version for children's magicians. The annoying thing is, it's a good idea. Having an egg bag themed to chocolate, with a chocolate egg style presentation and a rip apart, sort of tear apart change bag style thing for the finale, that's a really good idea. But it doesn't work. And I'm beginning to see why he never puts live performances on his projects. He never puts live performances on there because they don't work. He's hoping that nobody will realise, but these things don't work. These things that he's selling, they don't work. They are not fit for purpose. It is an absolute joke. Give me that thing. It's an absolute joke.
It's polystyrene.
It's an absolute joke that you supply an egg like that and think that's okay. And as Ryland's just taken it apart and looked at, it's polystyrene. When does polystyrene become an acceptable part of a prop for magicians? It doesn't. Polystyrene is for packing up the tricks that you buy, not actually the tricks that you then go out and perform. And if you are going to use polystyrene, get a smaller piece of polystyrene so that your egg fits inside your secret compartment in your crappy little bag. It's just a joke. We're never going to do this. This is daylight robbery. Absolute, complete and total daylight robbery. Who would do this? I don't know any... Well, you can't. Even if you want to do this, you can't do it. It's impossible. Maybe you could get a smaller blown egg. You could get a small blown egg and maybe...
Maybe just get an actual Kinder Egg.
I don't know if a Kinder Egg would work.
Right, let me check the size of that. Let me check the size of that egg.
That's about the size of a Kinder Egg.
If anything, a bit smaller.
Yeah, I don't even know if a Kinder Egg would work. The only thing that I'm thinking of is maybe you could cut open the hole. Maybe let's have a look at how it's stitched in there. It's not stitched very well, but no, because if you try and open that up and you try and take some of those stitches out, it's just going to rip the whole thing apart. Yeah. No.
Yeah, he's ripped the whole thing.
Yeah, you know why I'm ripping the whole thing? Because that's what this trick deserves. He's never going to do it. I'm never going to do it. This is absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. You know what? We've reviewed some terrible tricks on this channel. But this is the first time I've reviewed a trick where it's an absolute... It's daylight robbery. If you're listening to this, Marcus Cruz, and you're listening to this review... If you are a half-decent human being, I would consider just giving people a refund. Contacting Murphy's and saying, hey, anybody who wants a refund, give them a refund. Because you can't physically perform the trick. It can't be done. You can't physically perform it. You can't do it. Let's not even consider the terrible tutorial, no live performances, the fact that you can't explain yourself out of a paper bag. Let's forget about all of this stuff. This is a terrible, terrible, terrible trick that should have been a lot better. What are you giving it, Ryan?
Minus a billion bajillion.
Minus a billion bajillion times 2 for me. This is...
Times infinity.
Times infinity plus 1. This is...
Plus 2.
This is terrible. Don't buy it. This is just daylight robbery. It's one of the worst tricks I've seen this year. Okay, so the next trick that we are looking at is not a trick. It's actually a book. It is the latest in a series of books by my favourite author, one of the best magicians of all time, Mr. John Bannon. And this book is called Very Hush Hush. Let me just read a quote out to you from the back of the book. By Andy Nyman. Now, we all know who Andy Nyman is, right? I've been a huge fan of John Bannon's magic since I bought Smoke and Mirrors over 30 years ago. His constant creativity is incredible, and Very Hush Hush contains some absolute killers. He's so clever, easy to do, utterly fooling, my kind of magic. Very Hush Hush is an incredibly well-produced and well-written book. It's by Squash Publishing. Never heard of Squash Publishing before. But if this book's anything to go by, it's great. The photos are in black and white. They're not illustrated. Photos are in black and white. Everything is very well written. If you enjoy reading John Bannon's work and you enjoy reading his books, then this is great. Now, unlike a lot of his other books, this has a bit of a mentalism sort of slant to it. It's more mentalism-y type based. As it says here, John Bannon's been screwing around with cards for over 40 years. Best-selling author, Very Hush Hush presents almost 40 card tricks with a mental inclination. And it's not just card tricks. There's a really nice trick in the first chapter, which I haven't shown you yet, Rye, but I should do. There's a really cool book, very cool trick in the first chapter, which is like a standout for me, Some Kind of Wonderful, where he has 3 business cards and he talks about one represents the past, one represents the present, and one represents the future. And basically, the spectators write down, the effect is, the spectators write down a 6-digit number and you've predicted what the 6-digit number is. Like, so many really awesome tricks. The first chapter is math-based tricks, which I know you love, math-based tricks. And the first couple of routines, Nailing the Magic Square, Cloud 9, and sympathetic are all to do with the magic square, which is great because, you know, applying the magic square to playing cards, a few people have tried before. Carl Hein is one of the best that I think has ever managed to do it, but John Bannon's taken it to an entirely other level, and he has done some amazing work on it. Now, sympathetic is a routine that I'm going to perform for you right now. What's interesting is the first phase or two is similar to something I actually do as well, not with playing cards though, with something else. So I was really chuffed inside when I read it, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And this is a really awesome trick. I'm going to perform it to Ryland. It's like a multi-phase routine, and then when I've performed it to him, we'll talk a little bit more about this book. So, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you something amazing with the deck of cards.
Okay.
And to save time, I went through the deck earlier on and I sorted out all of the number cards for the spades and all the number cards for the hearts, and I put them on top of the deck. Because we're not going to use a full deck. We're just going to use a whole bunch of number cards, yeah?
Yep.
So, we've got all of the spades, yeah?
Yeah.
And we've got all of the hearts. And what I did is I took these out and I shuffled up both packets. Now, statistically, if you take 2 packets with the same cards in each packet and you go through them one at a time after they've been shuffled, you shouldn't have any matches, or maybe 1 or 2. Mathematically, you could have a match on every single card, but it's very unlikely, yeah?
Yeah.
So, for example, I've shuffled these 2. Let's have a look. You turn over that packet, I'll turn over this packet. We've got no match, no match, no match, no match. Okay, there's a match. That's 1. No match, no match, no match, no match. Statistically, that's the most likely outcome, right?
Yeah.
Now, we're going to try and do something. We've got the hearts and we've got the spades. Which packet would you like me to use? Hearts or spades?
I'll use the...
That one there?
Yeah,
that's the spades.
Oh,
we're gonna put one to one side.
Yeah,
We're only
yeah.
going to use
We'll
one
use the
packet.
spades.
There
We'll
we
use
go.
the
That's what I was trying to find out. So, this is what's going to happen. We're going to mix this up in a really fair way. In a minute, you're going to say deal or split. Now, if you say deal, I'm going to deal the card onto the table. If you say split, I'm going to change the positions of the 2 cards and drop them on the table. So this is split, this is deal, this is deal, this is split. You get the idea?
Yeah.
So, let's try it. Deal or split?
Deal.
Deal. And again?
Split.
Split, okay.
Split.
Split again, okay.
Deal.
Deal.
Split.
Split.
And...
Deal. There was only one left. So you can see that you changed the position of all of those cards there, right? We'll do it one last time. Deal or split?
Deal.
Deal. And again?
Split.
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 Deal.
Deal.
Split.
Split.
Deal.
Deal. So, and again, you've changed the position of all of those. So this is in a completely random order.
Yeah.
And this packet was put to one side. And you chose which packet to use and which packet to put to one side. Do you believe in coincidence?
Yeah.
This is if we had more than one match, that would be a good coincidence, right?
Yeah.
What about if the top card of each packet match? That'd be well, let's have a look. Turn it over. 2 6s. We got a match. But what about if the next one matched? Let's have a look. There's another one. Oh my gosh. There's another match. There's another match. Another match. Another match. Every single card, even though you chose everything, now matches. Which is
cool.
Pretty cool. But we're going to take this one step further because maybe you think 2 packets, maybe there's too much going on with 2 packets. So we'll keep one. We'll get rid of the other one forever. Which one are we keeping?
The hearts.
Okay, we're keeping that. Get rid of the spades, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Put that over there. So, you're going to do this yourself. In a second, I want you to imagine you've got 2 invisible dice there.
Yeah.
And you're going to roll them onto the table. And then what you're going to do is you're going to tell me the number on the dice. And whatever the number is, you're going to deal that many cards to the table, then flip the rest of the cards over. Let me show you. Let's say you rolled a 2. You'd go 1, 2, and then flip everything else over and put them on top.
Okay.
Okay, and then we'll do it again and again. So we're going to end up with face up and face down cards. So roll 2 dice. Now, what's the number on the first dice?
5.
5. So pick up the cards. Just deal 5 cards onto the table, just like normal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Flip everything over. Put it on top. Brilliant. Now, what was the number on the next dice?
2.
2. So do it again. 1, 2. Flip everything over. Put it on top. Amazing. Pick up the invisible dice and do it again. There you go. What was the number on the first dice?
3.
3. Pick it up. Deal 1, 2, 3, flip everything over, put it on top. And you're so good at this. What's the number on the other dice?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flip everything over, put it on top. There you go. Now, I'll leave it up to you. Do you want to do this one more time or leave it as it is?
One more time.
Do you want to do it 1 dice or 2 dice?
2.
Go on. So what's on the first dice?
2.
2, you know what to do. There you go, fantastic. And what's the number on the other dice?
3.
3, pick it up. 1, 2, 3. Flip it over. Amazing. Do you want to do it again or is that okay?
That's okay.
I don't want to touch the cards, so pick them up as if you're about to deal them. And whatever the top 3 cards are, I want you to deal them in a row on the table. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. That's it. Hold on to the rest. Let's just turn these over and add up the totals. What's the totals?
15.
15. You want to know what's really crazy?
What?
You mixed everything up, right?
Uh-huh.
Deal the next 3 on top. What's the total of those?
15.
15. You know what's crazy? You mixed up all of these. Deal the next 3 out. What's the total?
15.
15. But maybe that's a coincidence. But here's the thing. I took the cards out of this box from the very beginning and actually wrote on the box, you will end up with 15.
Nice.
But what's even crazier is this. Look, if I just pull these back like this and like this and like this, we know these add up to 15. Yeah?
Yeah.
What about this?
Square?
8 plus 3 is what?
It's 11.
Plus 4.
15.
What's 1 plus 5 plus 9?
15.
What's 6 plus 7 plus 2?
15.
And you did all the mixing. But what's even stranger is this. Even diagonally, what's 8 plus 2 plus 5?
15.
And what's 6 plus 5 plus 4?
15.
And you did everything yourself. And yet we ended up with the number 15. That is definitely not coincidence. That has to be magic. So how good is that?
It's really
like
It's really
when you've got that, and the nice thing is that trick that you just saw instantly resets. So and you can just do it in the fly if you want to. You could just take a shuffled deck of cards and take out 9 spades and 9 hearts and openly put them into an order. Because the thing about it is, there's no gimmicks, there's no extras, there's no nothing. It is what you just saw, and it's really clever. I love how the first phase, which is the matchup, the sort of sympathetic style thing, leads into the second phase, the magic square. And I love that he's using a 3x3 grid for the magic square as well, which is really clever, instead of a 4x4 grid. Although he does have routines that use a 4x4 grid in here as well.
What?
There's ESP symbol routines in here. It's all mentalism-y style stuff. But it's really, really good. I'm about 3/4 of the way through, but I keep going back, and every time I go back, I learn something new. It's brilliant. It's probably John Bannon's best book, and I'm a big fan of all of his books. I've got every single one of them. But just that one trick that I showed you there, just that one trick is worth the price of the book as far as I'm concerned. Because just that one trick, think about it. Any table surface, any time, it's a 6 or 7 minute routine that draws people in. You've got that kicker ending. You can go into it. You can do it as an instant reset. There's just so much to love about this. Yeah. Just that one trick. If that one trick had been released with like specially printed number cards or Uno cards or something, people would be paying 20 or 30 quid for it. And you've got it here just as one routine in a book with a ton of material. This is coming around with me everywhere. I'm carrying this around in my laptop case. I'm going to carry it around everywhere. I'm going to end up doing a 5x5 on this, I think. It's absolutely amazing. I love this. Very, very hush hush. It's probably John Bannon's best book, I think. It's very well written. There is a ton of material. Yeah, it's just great. There's nothing to not love about it. It's so good.
Is there still a trick that you haven't learned yet?
There's a few tricks that I haven't learned yet. I haven't even got to the final chapter yet.
Really?
Bank job looks good. I've just started looking. Ooh, that looks good. Bank job. We might have to stop doing this review show for a half an hour while I learn that one next.
Okay.
Okay. Amazing. I'm going to give this 100%. Bannon at his best. Absolutely amazing. Very hush hush. Well,
Not
very hush hush.
Not very, very hush.
Sorry, very hush hush. Love this. 100%. What are you giving it?
98.
98% from Ryland. Are you going to read it after me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should do, because you love the math stuff. There's lots of math type magic.
I'll
isn't
do
there?
that.
I know you're not the biggest card trick fan, but there's a lot of math-based stuff in there that I think you'd like. So yeah, 100% from me, 98% from Ryland. It's really good. Now let's move on with the next trick. Right, so next up we have Pr3miere by...
No, Pr3miere.
Yeah, but I think it's pronounced Pr3miere. By Nikolas, Mavresis and David Jonathan, two of your favourite magicians. Two people that have just done masterclasses recently on the net tricks as well.
Really?
Nikolas did a masterclass last month for silver and gold level customers, and the month before it was David Jonathan, and they were awesome. And this,
You got a new trick.
yeah, well, we looked at David Jonathan and Nikolas Mavresis trick a little while ago, didn't we? Fortuna, the one with the
that's a good one.
which was really
I still
good.
need to put down my clothes.
Yeah, you do. It's not in your close-up case. You need to do that. Yeah.
Close up table.
Yes. You've got a
close-up
close-up
table is
table. I know it is.
It's full.
Um,
It's completely full.
but this is a very different style of effect, but it's also very, very clever. It's almost self-working.
Yes.
When I saw it, I had no idea how it worked. I saw this before you even saw it. In fact, there should be a quote on here from me. If there's not, there's definitely in the there's definitely on the trailer. I saw that David showed this to me.
Fantastic.
David showed this to me over a year ago.
Love. A brilliant mix of methods.
David showed this to me over a year ago, and I was absolutely blown away. Had no idea how it worked. Wanted it then, and now obviously I don't get it because it came in, and you've got it now, which is amazing. But if you don't know what it is, it's movie themed. Both Nikolas and David love their movie themed tricks, and this is a movie themed trick. It's all about going to the cinema. In fact, rather than me telling you what the trick is, we'll get Ryland to perform it. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, let's have a look at a performance, and then we'll talk about what we think.
So, you went to the Mystery Weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, which is like
the
a cinema thing. So they gave you like these tokens, which you're gonna look at later. Okay.
Okay.
Now before I get to do anything, there's these cards here. I'd like you to pick anyone.
Anyone.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got this one. Now you're gonna look at the card that you get inside.
You're not looking.
I'm not gonna look though.
Okay. Shall I show the camera?
That is like one of your favourite films.
Hang on. I'm just showing the camera now. Okay, done.
Yeah, because I know that there's like a bunch of different of your favourite films, yeah?
Yeah. Well, each envelope has one of my favourite films.
Each envelope has like one of your favourite films from the Mystery Weekend, okay?
Okay.
Yeah? Right. Now, so what the envelopes are is there's like the different there's like different like fantasies. No, they're not fantasies, what they call. Different like
genres. You mean genres, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's music.
Yeah.
Which I'll put over there. There's like fantasy.
Mhm.
There's thriller.
Thriller.
There's drama, animation, and music. Yeah.
Okay.
So these are the different genres. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So as I said, I've got these like chips here. Which one do you think the tape should match up to?
I get a choice.
Yeah.
That one.
The animation. Okay.
Yeah.
I would probably pick that. This one.
Drama.
Drama. Okay. This one.
Music.
Music. Okay. This one.
Fantasy.
Fantasy. And then this one.
Well, the one that's left.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. So.
But can I mix them around?
Huh?
Can I mix them around?
Yeah, if you want, you can change them.
Okay. Change the last two.
These two.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so we'll put that one over there and that one there.
Okay. Yeah.
If you want to do it again, you can.
No, I'm fine.
You happy?
Mhm.
Now, let's look at the ones that you got. So this one, for the fantasy, you got the card that was in there was Lord of the Rings and the Two Towers.
Which we're in the middle of watching.
Yeah, which you're in the middle of the watching. Yeah.
Mhm.
For the thriller, which you put as the popcorn, we have 7.
A film that you've never seen and will not see for a long time.
Yeah. For drama, I probably don't know what this one is either. You've got
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Another film that you will not be seeing for a long time.
yeah. Animation I've probably seen.
There's a very good chance that you have actually.
Yeah, but I might not. There's lots of animation films that I haven't watched. Well, yeah, I've seen that one. Toy Story 3. And then this one.
Musical.
There's 8 Mile.
You've never seen that, and
No,
you
I
will
don't
not be
know.
seeing it for a long time. There you go.
Yeah, so we've got all these different cards.
Yes.
Now, if you actually look at these, do you know what's the same about them?
Nothing.
And if you look, you can see that they've all got like numbers on.
Okay. Yeah. 8, 3, 1, 7, 2.
Yeah. Now you could have put the tokens wherever you wanted.
Yeah. I did. Yeah.
You did, and you chose to actually swap these two. Now, if you didn't swap them, this wouldn't actually have a 2 on.
No way. That's got a
Actually
2.
have
That's
2.
incredible. Let me just put this back because I don't want to. Can we just pull them? Can we put these on here just because I think we're running out of space? Is that all right?
This is 2.
There you go.
We've got 2. We've got 7.
No way.
A 1. We've got 3. And that obviously leaves the last one, which is an 8.
That's crazy.
8.
Because I could have put those anywhere.
Yeah. Now, and they wouldn't match if you didn't swap them. Now, in a film, it all there's different clues that all add up in the end.
Yeah,
to
like a twist.
A big kicker ending.
Yeah.
That's what I've kind of got here.
What do you mean?
You see, you chose one of your favourite films.
No
They
way.
all add up.
That's what I picked, 8 Mile.
8 Mile.
That's sick.
It's not like they're going to make up Toy Story, is it? Like, it's I don't know, yes.
That's incredible. That's really good.
It's cool, right?
So that was, wow. There's so many different methods in play here, isn't there?
Yeah.
There's it's not just like one method. You were fooled when you watched the trailer. You were fooled when you watched the tutorial or the live performance. And then when you started watching it and Javier started explaining how it worked, you were like, oh, this is so clever. Dad, come and have a look at this. This is amazing. And it is really clever. There's so many different principles at play here. Yeah, what's really nice about this is it's moment after moment.
Up into 8 Mile.
Yeah, and you've got this completely apparent free choice of any movie.
There's
that can pick
performances.
Live performances. Yeah, the tutorial is great. Full live performances. Javier Pr3miere, who is, in my opinion, one of the best guys in the industry when it comes to making trailers and making tutorials. He does the tutorial. He explains everything very, very clearly. There's multiple handlings on here as well. So you get more than one handling. You get a ton of handlings. David Jonathan, Nikolas Mavresis. Yeah, they've done it as like a movie thing, but no, it's created by... They've made it look like a little movie box. But it's created by David Jonathan, Nikolas Mavresis, but Javier did the tutorial. But yeah, there's nothing not to love about it. It's a great trick. It's interestingly, the one negative, I will tell you what I think is the one negative with it. It's not an immediate reset.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. How long would you say it takes to reset?
3-4 minutes.
No, I don't think that long, but I think it would take maybe about a minute or two.
3, yeah.
Yeah, it takes a couple of minutes and you'd have to go somewhere out the way. You can do it in front of people. So that's the only negative. If you're a table hopper or you're at a gig where you've got to get around people very, very quickly, this might not be the trick for you.
Yeah, because you gotta get the thing.
Yeah, you got to
get the thing and then do the thing, put the thing on the thing, and then put the thing in the thing.
Yeah, you got a lot to do. But if you're doing like a one-off performance, or you want to do a special performance for a head table or a VIP, or it's a parlor show type thing, or you're doing restaurant magic and you've got that flexibility of taking a bit of time in between tables, this is great. But that's the one negative that I would say. Examinability at the end, the chips are examinable, the little token things are examinable. The cards are examinable, the envelopes aren't, or there is another handling when the envelopes are examinable but the cards aren't. But to be honest, nobody's wanting to look at that. The chips is where all the focus is at the end, because that's what they were choosing. They were putting the chips down themselves. They were making all the decisions, and it's the chips that spell out the movie 8 Mile. Yeah. And that's the really nice part, that kicker at the end.
Yeah.
When you just...
I love it.
When you watched the performance and you hadn't seen this before, and then they turned it around and it said 8 Mile, you were like, no, what? Yeah, really good, really strong.
Sick.
Really strong trick. So yeah, I mean, be aware of the reset. That's the one thing that you do need to be aware of.
Yes.
It's a very clever method. It's pretty much self-working. Ryland picked it up and did it straight away. Easy to do, no angle issues, nothing to think about, no memory work. Just everything works itself. It's great. I'm gonna do this 100%. I tell you where this would be perfect as well.
You can't do it yet.
No, because you've got it. I tell you where this would be perfect, by the way, if we were still doing virtual shows on a regular basis. This would be amazing in a virtual show. It really would be amazing in a virtual show.
Well, they might come back.
Please don't say that. Please.
I don't want them to, but they might.
Never say that.
Never.
Never say that. Yeah, I really like this. I'm going to give this 89%.
Well, they might come back in a not bad way. They could come back as like a new way of performing.
Shut up, Ryland. I'm not going to do this all the time, but I think if I'm doing a parlour show,
I don't think you're ever going to do it because I've got it.
I'm going to get another one. But there are times that I'm going to do this and parlour shows and so on and so forth. I think this is great. 89% from me. What about you?
98.
98%. So 98% from Ryland, 89% from me. Let's look at the final trick this week. Okay, so the final trick today is one that you're going to have to contact Julio Montoro to get, because this is a trick that we've been asked to review. It's the appearing car. He released it as a soft launch at the Blackpool Magic Convention 2023. We've had a load of people ask us to review it because I mentioned it on a couple of videos on Blackpool. Now, Julio, I don't think has officially released it yet, but I think it's something that he is planning on releasing.
Where did we get it from? Did we get it from Blackpool?
Yeah, we got it from Blackpool, yeah. Julio hasn't released it yet. But you can get it. You can speak to Julio. He's very active on social media. I imagine if you reached out to him, he might be able to get one over to you. But it is something that I believe he is planning on releasing down the line. But this came out at the Blackpool Magic Convention.
Yeah, and I got one.
You got one, I got one, we both got one. And I remember you messing around with Harry Piper.
Yeah.
You and Harry got one as well, didn't
Harry
he?
got one.
And
He's the one who showed me, and I'm like, I've got to get that.
Yeah, Harry showed it me, and I was kind of a bit confused. I was like, I don't know where that car's coming from. I don't know how he did that. I don't know how he did that, Harry. And then he showed it me again, and I didn't get it again. And I had to go over to Julio's stand to see it. It's very, very strong. We wouldn't normally review it, but we've had so many people ask us to review it. If you don't know what it looks like, Ryland did it on his Instagram channel a week or so ago. So we're going to show you the performance from Ryland's Instagram, so you can see. Yeah, so you can see exactly what it looks like, and then we'll just quickly wrap this review up.
Okay, now as well as doing stage tricks and close-up tricks, I also go in the big illusions that my dad does. Now, my dad always makes me appear, so I thought I'll do the same thing but close-up with one of my favourite toys. I've got like a little black thing here. You can see it's empty on both sides. Now, if I just put it together, as I said, I'm going to try and make one of my favourite toys appear. Big shout out to Julio Montoro who created this trick. What?
So yeah, I mean that's the appearing car. It's actually really practical.
It is.
You can just have it in your pocket, or you can have it in your close-up case, or you can have it somewhere like that. You just bring it out, you show it, you show the other side, you put it together, and boom, a car appears, and it's a real car. You can then take the car out and do something with the car if you wanted to, and just put the thing away. And the reset is about 5 seconds. I imagine for a table hopper in a family restaurant, this would be amazing. Kids would love this. They absolutely would. And I think this would make a great opener. You just walk up to the table holding this and say, hey, I'd like to show you an illusion. Have a look at this. Can you see this? Can you see this? Boom. And I was thinking a bigger way to do it, because obviously you do stage shows, illusion shows. A bigger way to do it would be to do it almost on stage and have somebody, maybe using a Sven pad or something, pick your favourite toy and say, hey, this is, can you pick my favourite toy? And it's a toy car. And then you say, okay, interesting toy car, watch this, boom. And you make the toy car appear out of it. And you say, of course, that's not big enough. Watch this. And then the music comes on and you actually do a car production on stage as part of an illusion show. I just thought that'd be really cool. Yeah. That'd be sick, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You could get a motorbike one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because Richard No.
Cadell.
Yeah, Richard Cadell. He makes the motorbike appear as one of his illusion tricks. It's like a really big story, and then he does it. If you could do that in close and say, I'm gonna do a big version of it later on. Get a mini motorbike, yeah.
You remember, David Penn?
Yeah.
Your friend and my friend David Penn. He was on Britain's Got Talent, obviously. In fact, he was the person that broke the curse of magic on Britain's Got Talent. He was the first magic act that did really well on Britain's Got Talent, way back, before you were even born. He went on Britain's Got Talent, did a really good job. He got through to the semi-finals like you did. He didn't get through to the finals, but he got through to the semi-finals.
What, did no magicians before that go through the semis?
Yeah, the magicians really struggled before David. And he did this, he was doing illusions and did an amazing job with somebody called Karen. And the judge on BGT at the time was David Hasselhoff, who starred in a TV show called Knight Rider, which was about, you should watch Knight Rider. It's a talking car, yeah. And David told me that if he'd got through to the final, he was going to get David Hasselhoff on stage, who was the actor in Knight Rider, and he was actually going to make the car from Knight Rider appear on stage in front of David Hasselhoff, which would have been incredible.
Oh, shame he didn't get through.
So wish he would have done that.
I should have done it in the semis.
Yeah, that would have been amazing. Anyway, I digress. Sorry about that. The other place this would be really good is in kid shows. So a kid show, I think this would be great. You're doing a kid show and you can show the thing to the kids, wrap it around, get them to say the magic words, make a toy car appear.
Yeah.
You could even, like I say, get them to pick a toy and say, we're going to make the toy appear inside here and make the car appear.
Or have a bunch of ones like Lego.
Yeah, Lego. And exactly. And it's like, boom, toy car.
I don't know what else. Toy car, yeah.
Yeah, toy car. Boom.
Like
There. So, yeah, I really like it. It's great for close-up. It's great for a kid's performer. It's great for a family performer. It's great for a stage performer. It's just and it's so easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's very little angle issues. You just need to make sure that people aren't looking from the extreme side. So if you're performing to a group, you just take a step back. You see
from the side and
behind. But it looks really good. Like I say, it fooled me the first 2 or 3 times that I saw it. So I'm going to give this 95%. I'm definitely going to do this. I think this is super fun. What about you? 99%. 99% from Ryland, 95% from me. It's another great trick from Julio Montoro.
Yep.
Let's wrap this review show up.
That's another review show in the bag. That's another review show in the bag. That's another review show in the bag.
It is another review show in the bag right here at
Magic TV.
We'll see you again next week. Please don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you haven't already done so, follow Ryland on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook. He is exactly the same thing, Ryland the Kid Magician. He tends to put a lot of the stuff that we review on his Instagram before it goes onto the review show. So if you want a sneak peek of what we're doing, go and check out Ryland's Insta. And if you haven't already done so, go check out the net tricks. I'm so happy. I've had so many amazing emails from people that have joined in the last month or two saying they cannot believe the value that they're getting and how many amazing tricks. It's really, really nice. So yeah, I personally think it's the best deal in magic, but that's just my opinion. You can go and join the net tricks by going to
www.thenettricks.cookies.
.com, but whatever.
Nice cookies.
Okay, cookies. We'll be back next week with another review show. Thanks very much for watching. I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
We'll see you again. Take care. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.